What's up, Younger fans? I'm Taylor Strecker, and we're about to take an inside look in this week's new episode of Younger. This is your Getting Younger after show. Tonight we have Charles and Liza. I like to refer to them as Chiza here. To break it all down, Sutton Foster and Peter Hermann. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi, thank you for joining me.
Of course.
We've got so much to talk about. And of course, we want you to join the conversation while you watch. This show's for you after all. Tell us your thoughts on tonight's episode in the comments. Okay, so Charles has just sold Mercury to Millennial, merging the companies, bringing the band back together, and leaving Kelsey in charge. So I'm not sure if I should be happy or worried. Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing?
What could possibly go wrong?
What could?
What could? Why is that complicated?
It's because it's Younger.
So, yeah, some complications ensue, as they always do so beautifully. So, should you be excited? Yes. Should you be worried? Sure, a little bit.
Up to this point, how are we reacting to the plot twists, you know?
A lot's gone down. I mean, I think that what I love about Charles's character is that he isn't just sitting around eating bonbons and like letting Liza go off to work.
Yeah,
like
you would have left.
I know. But it's like, I love that he's like trying to find himself again. And like, it is a little tricky because obviously we were competing and that was fun for a while and then it wasn't.
Right.
But I'm really happy that the band's all back together, that we're all back together in the office. Because I gotta tell you, it's really weird being at the office without him there.
It was weird watching it.
It's weird.
In the first episode where you walk up to the door
and you see
the thing,
I know.
That was something.
I know.
That was something.
That was
Charles's empty office with nothing in there.
Yeah.
I know. So I'm really happy that he's back.
Is he gonna let Kelsey though lead? Is that gonna be hard for him or?
I think that Charles has a lot of grace, and I think that he has a lot of respect and grace, and he will do the best he can to let Kelsey steer the ship.
Okay, well, speaking of grace, the Microdosing Retreat was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So Charles and Josh have some bro bonding time.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
while Liza gets exceptionally high.
Yes.
She's a super taster.
Oh my God, so how much fun did you guys have shooting those scenes?
Watching you dance with a plant, you know, it was just sublime. It was
Thank
watching
you.
you dance. Period is sublime, but watching you dance with a plant was.
It was
next level.
really fun. I mean, I've never microdosed, but it was fun to it's always fun to see Liza unhinged, you know, and and it's fun to play her that way, and the way that they incorporated allowing Liza to have sort of this fantasy sequence was very fun. It was fun to plan for and then really fun to shoot.
I have to ask you, how do you each respectively play high?
I think that it's just a question of paying really intense attention. That's what I ended up doing, is just to get really interested.
And someone told me it was like the world expands and that every breath is really long and that everything is really like, and I was like, oh yeah. So I just like started to like try to feel the space around me expanding. And with every breath, the I could see, you know, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, okay, now I'm high.
I was just saying,
And you're
it's like
selling me on it.
Yeah, I know, totally. And then Peter Lauer, who directed those episodes, he encouraged me to go from the extremes, like from paranoia to laughter to like that I would just be like, I didn't know what my feelings were. So that was really fun to play.
Like a confused child.
Totally.
In the midst of a tantrum.
Exactly.
Of happiness.
Yeah, of happiness, and then, oh my God, and fear, and then, yeah.
Or sort of every day in New York City as a parent, you know, just...
Exactly.
I get it. It's like riding the subway.
A little bit,
yeah,
exactly.
perfect.
It's like that.
And then, of course, the tap dancing scene was epic. Let's take a look.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. Oh my gosh. It's so good.
It's so good.
Oh. It's so great.
Boy, oh
It's so
boy, oh
good.
boy.
It was
Wow.
so fun to rehearse for and prepare for. It was really a thrill. And my daughter, I have a 2-year-old daughter, and so she came to watch, and she still says, "Mommy dancing Nico."
Oh my God.
Mommy dancing Peter. Like she
So
knows
sweet.
that
So
it was so
sweet.
it was so fun.
So you are not a stranger to dancing.
No.
But what was the difference between dancing on Broadway and dancing for younger?
Well, I mean, first of all, my character Liza doesn't dance, so it was this only exists in like a dream sequence. But it was really fun. You know, I'd never done anything quite like this, especially on the show. It was so great. We had a lot of rehearsal beforehand and a lot of prep, and we were on a special soundstage just for the thing, and I don't know. It was like a dream come true. It was really amazing.
You know, you just said something, and I never thought of this. So you're dancing as Liza. You're not dancing as Sutton Foster. Yes?
Yeah.
Liza's really good.
No, well, in her fantasy she is. Hello. But yeah, in her fantasy she can do anything.
Peter, how was it for you preparing to dance with the Tony Award-winning Sutton Foster?
Terror, abject terror, and joy, and anticipation, and lots of feelings. But I think that it's like if someone would ask me, you know, or ask someone, do you play tennis? And you're like, no, not really. And said, well, you're going to play tennis, and you're going to play against Federer, and you've spent so much time dancing, and you've spent so much time sort of in that, in sort of dance rehearsals, and I haven't, and it was so cool.
So cool.
It was so cool. The first rehearsal was in this tiny, tiny studio in Queens. It was just this residential street, and then there was this tiny little dance studio.
Yeah.
And it's one of those moments where you're there and you're rehearsing this dance number with Sutton Foster, and it's just an incredible thing. It was really, it was really something. And then Sutton, I asked Sutton, is there somebody who you thought I could work with over a weekend when I first found out, and was terrified. I said, oh my God, I got to get in the studio with somebody. And then I worked with someone named Noah Racy. But Noah was in Thoroughly Modern Millie with Sutton. Sensational.
Yeah, he's Fred Astaire.
He played Fred Astaire on Broadway.
Yeah, he's just, I was like, okay, this is the guy you need to work with. He's just style. And yeah, you just transformed. I was so proud of you.
But Noah told me the story of the moment in La Jolla when the woman who was playing Millie, she was ill, and then Sutton was called. You were a few dance steps in or a few notes in, and everybody just went, what? Like, who are you? And we know the rest. But but it was incredible hearing that story.
That's so sweet.
It was really something.
You received that.
I'm
Wait,
trying.
It was something.
I'm trying to receive
it. Was something.
Thank you.
And it was yeah, it was beautiful to get to dance with you. So it was quite something.
Well, right back at you.
Well, guys, it was a pleasure to sit on my couch and watch. So thank you. Okay, so we have a lot more to discuss. Josh and Charles had a great, albeit high moment together, where it seemed like they were kind of connecting for the first time. So what was your reaction to this moment? Because normally you guys are kind of adversaries, if you will.
I mean, he punched me, so there's that.
that's right.
But other than that,
That's right.
you know, but I love Nico so much.
Yeah.
So it's so it was actually nice to connect with him the way that we connect. I really enjoyed that. So, and I think that they're not so far apart. And one thing that they deeply understand about each other as people is the person they both love, and so they connect on that level, right? So there's I know that in you, he knows that in me, and yes, that's a source of conflict, but it's also a source of understanding.
Yeah, it's a commonality. It's like your bromance over the romance of Liza.
Romance over the romance.
I like that.
There you go.
Well, speaking of, Liza finally acknowledges her feelings for both men, recognizing that they bring out different parts of her.
Yeah.
But for the first time aloud, like we've been singing here knowing it, but now
That's
you
right,
finally
I do.
say
I
it.
say it to Maureen the plant.
Yeah, your best friend. And confidant. What do you think this means? Does it mean, I don't know, big love?
I don't know. It's funny because even as Sutton, I just don't know.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that Josh brings out something in her that he's like this itch that she won't stop scratching. But yet she's totally in love with Charles.
Yeah.
And in a relationship with Charles. And like Josh just won't leave her heart and her mind. And I don't know how it will end up, you know? I really don't actually.
Really don't. We have no idea.
We really don't know. And so I feel like, but he won't go away.
Yep.
And that's all I can say.
I also think that's that is also a credit to the writers, that they write human beings. That is a deeply human thing.
It's a deeply human thing. And I do feel like the heart's complicated, you know, and like it can be pulled in different directions. But I do think she is committed to Charles. Like I do believe that this season especially, but yeah, Josh is still just he pulls.
Yeah, I think there's always some relationships that just stick with you, whether it's like in dream form, when you're microdosing, that's when mine normally pop up.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I have relationships in my life that that still hold very special places in my heart, you know.
Yep.
So it's hard to like cut those out.
So it's still a big old question mark.
It kind of is.
It also speaks to how, not just to the writers, but to how you play it, and the fact, you know, and it's not the easiest thing to play, to just simply allow the complication to be there, and I think you do that so beautifully.
Oh, that's sweet.
You know, I think that's.
I think you're really nice, and you look so handsome
And I like
today.
your sweater.
I like your sweater. It's like the compliment couch. It's so nice over here.
So with the new merger, not only are Charles and Liza working together again, but Zayn and Kelsey.
Yep.
Okay, so have you ever worked with somebody that you were dating or dated?
Yes.
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 Yes. Tell.
I know. I know.
You know the answer. Wait,
Some of them have worked well, and I mean I've done it several times, but not proudly. But one was great, and then the other one ended while we were still working together, and that was not good.
Ooh.
It was awful. It was like torture.
So would you recommend to a friend doing that, or would you say, keep church and state separate?
It's tricky because how do you meet people? And so sometimes you meet people that you work with.
Yep.
I do think that you need to know the risks going in, that it depends on what the work environment is, and if it has an end date, if the work has an end date, that helps. But if it's something that you need to know the risks going in, that's all.
Peter?
I don't know whether I recommend it or don't recommend it. I think it's but I had a beautiful relationship with someone that I worked with. And relationships, period, are not uncomplicated, and that's just another level of complication.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you're fantastically happy that you get to see this person at work, and like, I want to spend every minute with you, and then some. And then there are other days where you're like, oh my God, I wish I could just go to work.
Right.
You be there, and I'm gonna be here, and then we'll see each other at the end of the day.
Right.
And not at the coffee station. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
So neither pro nor con. It's another level of complication.
Another layer.
It's follow your heart, right? It's worth the risk.
Yeah.
I guess ultimately, yes. Yeah, the damn heart.
That
wants
damn
it.
heart.
It does. It wants what it wants.
And
I know.
so
it's
yeah,
frustrating.
if there's someone that you take a shine to and you work with them, then as long as, like you say, as long as you're sort of clear, then there's no reason not to pursue that. I think.
Guess what?
What?
Oh my God.
Game time.
I was like, what?
What?
You're like, now what? Okay, guys, so this game is called Truth Serum.
Oh.
Yeah, be scared. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to be microdosing tonight, but we are going to play a game designed to work a little bit like Truth Serum. So you're going to reach into my favorite thing in the world, my big, huge wine glass.
Oh.
It's back again. And you're going to pull out a card, read the question, and you have to give an honest answer. They're slightly embarrassing questions.
Great.
My trusty old friend.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Sutton, ladies first.
That's like my size glass. That's the only
Right,
glass that
right.
I've ever not felt
Yeah, I'm
was
like-
small in my hand.
This is my average size of wine. I'm like,
It's
that's
Peter
right.
Hermann wine. It's great.
What's the most embarrassing TV show you love to watch?
Oh, you got a pretty safe one.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I got really into The Bachelor this last season. I was like,
Really?
super into it. I was like watching the finale in the in the trailer, like in between takes, because I wanted to like know what was going to happen, and they draw it out, and it was so long, and like they would knock on the door for me to go to set, and I'd be like, just a minute, like I was trying to finish the finale. But
How did you get into it?
The Bachelor.
Yes.
I know.
But how does one get into it?
I just started watching it, but then I got sucked in. It sucks you in.
I want to get sucked in.
I know.
No.
There's judgment coming from there.
No. That wasn't a judgment.
It got
Look,
me.
That was.
It got me.
That was.
It's sort of like you can't look away. Like there's something.
Was there
it's sort of
pivotal moment that you were like, I'm hooked?
Well, I kind of came in half season this past season with Colton, and and it's just the drama. It's so ridiculous. Like I can't. I'm like I got all into it.
But it sucks. Look, you know you were awash in apology, which you don't need to be.
This is Mr. like sophisticate over here, and I'm like now I'm embarrassed.
One of the most sublime things on TV is Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. The two of them together. So
my God.
It is the most sublime pairing on television.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So
okay.
I'm right there with you. Right there with you. That's why I'm late to
Peter,
set. Okay.
you are up.
Okay.
Read aloud.
Oh, wow. When you were in school, did you ever get detention?
Ooh.
I did. Yeah, I did. Wow. A couple times, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, a couple
Peter
times.
Hermann, as I live and breathe, what did you do bad?
I punched a kid. I really badly. I punched a kid. It was just a bad day. Just a bad day, and it wasn't even a punch. It was just a back kid wouldn't leave me alone, and I did back swung this way, and I popped him in the eye, and so that didn't go over so well. And then once I felt like I did badly on a test, and so I just went home. I was like, I'm out. I just couldn't deal with the rest of my day. I was too much. I was like, I can't be expected to. I tanked on a test, and I was like, whatever, I'm going home. And so then afterwards, I felt totally justified. I was like, but look, I just needed some me time.
You need space.
I needed some space. And they're like, yeah, not so much.
It doesn't work that way.
Exactly. You can do some extra time after school.
You were adulting as a child.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I mean, space.
Well, yeah.
Right?
I respect that.
So.
I'm going to pull a question for both of you to answer, okay?
Just gotta dig out.
I'm not cheating. I don't know.
You
okay.
totally cheated.
Who wants to read it?
I'll read it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's yours together, though. What is it?
What's the longest you've ever gone without a shower?
Love this question. So hoping for this one to be pulled.
Oh, endless. I mean, oh my God. Like.
Years.
I mean, what day is today? I mean, it's Friday today? So I'm thinking back. No, I showered this morning. But what's the longest? I don't know. But
A week, 3 days. Easily.
Yeah, I would say
my
easily
God,
a week.
easily.
Oh my
a week.
God, were we in the Stinky Club together? Same.
Well,
Hell yeah. I mean,
well, and I have a house up at the lake, and when you go to the lake, you just like live in sweatpants and you like just don't shower.
don't shower. It gets good after like 3 days, and then you don't want to ruin it. It's like, oh man, I don't want to ruin this. It's just like,
Especially
get
if
a little.
it's cold, you're like, oh, it's gonna be cold.
You like get in touch with your naturalness, if you
Absolutely.
how we are supposed to be.
But after a while,
Your body knows what to do, and then you sort of go off a cliff, and you're like, oh, okay, no, too much.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time.
Okay.
Before I let you go, just one word to tease next week's episode. One word.
Say motorcycle.
Ooh. Peter?
Writer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good ones, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you, Taylor.
You're the
Thank
best.
you so much.
You're the
Thank you
best.
for having us.
And thank you guys, younger fans, for watching and sharing your comments. I'm Taylor Strecker, and this is Getting Younger. Join me again right here, right after next week's episode for more behind-the-scenes stories and insights from the cast. Until then, here's a sneak peek of what's to come.
What's in all the boxes?
20 years of old galleys, manuscripts I've never read, some books I probably should have published and didn't, and vice versa. Mostly junk, but I gotta go through it to be sure.
Well, it's so crowded in here, you can hardly see the flowers someone sent you.
Nice to be home.
Subscribe to Younger Uncovered.
The podcast dedicated to all things younger.